Hey, it's the 6th day of Navaratri, and the goddess of the day is Katyayani. Navaratri is a Hindu holiday. It celebrates Durga, the great goddess, the mother of all the gods, the mother of the entirety of the universe, the great presence that holds it all together. In some ways, she is the dark matter of the universe. That's her Kali aspect. Because the goddess breaks herself and expresses herself through other goddesses, and other goddesses breaks and express themselves through her. That's the beauty of the Hindu pantheon, the beauty of the Hindu mythology, is that it sends us into the depth of our own complexity. And in some ways that is Katyayani, the form of the goddess of the day. That's her invitation. This is the form of the goddess when she goes into battle with Mahishasura, the buffalo demon, who is the demon of stuckness and of the inability to look at things through different angles. It's the fascism in the world. It's the authoritarianism. It's religious fundamentalism. It's dogma. And in us, it's our stuckness and the systems that keep us stuck. And it shows itself sometimes through our own behavioral patterns, and it shows itself through the way that we may be in conversation with somebody else but not really listen. And it shows itself in how we don't really listen to ourselves. It shows itself in all these different ways, because the gods and the demons are different aspects of ourselves and of the world around us. And Durga is a goddess that has 10 arms, sometimes 8 arms. As Katyayani, she sometimes has 4 arms, and sometimes 8 arms, and sometimes 10, and sometimes 18, because she's here to tell us that we're many things, that we play many roles, that we are many forms, that we need to be able to add on and take away things as we go, that we need to be fluid in our identity, in our expression, and even in the world today in a really great way. The fluidity of Durga shows itself as gender fluidity. So she's the invitation as Katyayani, the invitation to be the mother of the gods and to be the daughter of the gods, because all the gods come together to create her. When this great demon Mahishasura is threatening to destroy the universe with its stuckness, because it kind of keeps things in the same place. It doesn't want change. It wants to inflict its... Mahishasura is very powerful, and one of the ways that he inflicts his demonism is to control the world. Now, of course, we can't, right? Because we can't control the world, because we can't control one another, because whenever there is a force that tries to control it, rigidity grows with that, and with rigidity comes brittleness, right? So then things break down. We can never hold things as they are. And so it's this oppressive force that just wants to keep somebody else or ourselves under control. And then the gods don't know what to do, and they are frustrated and they're angry, and they come together because they need to figure out what to do. They sit in a circle and they talk about it, and together their anger and their frustration with the situation, which sometimes we need to be able to be frustrated. We need to be able to be rageful, because some things in the world are rage worthy. So then out of their third eye, they each emanate their great power that is provoked and invoked and evoked through the anger that they're feeling, through the rage, through the frustration, it might even feel like they feel so stuck. Do you ever have that feeling? That you feel like you're so stuck, and then you're so agitated by it. You feel like you just can't take it anymore, and it's the frustration that breaks things down and breaks things down and creates a movement. Does that make sense? So they all come together and this great rageful light emanates from their third eye, and it pours itself into the center of their circle, because we also have to come together to figure things out. We can't just do it on our own. We have to gather all of our parts, and we have to gather with each other. And so they emanate this light, and out of that blazing fire in the center of the circle emerges Durga, their mother, right? Because she's the daughter of the gods and goddesses, and she's the mother of the gods and goddesses, because the world is that complex and intertwined. And so she doesn't go into battle right away. She goes into a cave and she does this great inner work, and she practices like you wouldn't believe, and she does all this transformative, strengthening work on herself. And when she's ready to emerge, or she's not ready to emerge, because no one is ever ready to emerge, and we never feel like we're ready. I don't know about you. I'll speak for myself. I never feel like I'm ready. Before I do anything, I am in prep mode I can be in prep mode forever. I don't want to go into the thing. I'd rather be in the prep, right? Because that's where we feel like all the work is, but then we have to turn the work back into the world. And so to activate the power of Durga, to call her out of the cave, she needs us. She needs a person. She needs a human. So we can take that in so many ways, and I actually wrote a piece about it. You can check it out. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'll leave a link in the description of the video. If you're on Insta, just head over to mamamandala.com. You'll find it in the essays. But it's the gods need to be activated by the devotion of humans. So, and we can take that in so many ways. I don't personally prescribe to that faith at all, but some people do, and that's wonderful. So then it can be literally what it is, where you go to the temple and you practice and you do ritual, and so literally to call and invoke and activate the power of that deity. Or it can be the ritual invoking our relationship with the powers of the universe around us and within us, with the archetypes and the way that they live in us, when you need to call to bring forth an aspect of you into an experience, into your life, into the battlefield, into your whatever it is, your struggles or your projects or whatever it is that you're dealing with in life, right? You need to activate aspects of yourself and bring it into the process. So then she needs a sage. So the sage that worships her and is devoted to her and calls her out of the cave is Katyayani, right? So she's named after him. She's named the daughter of Katyayani, because she is Katyayani. She's his daughter. And so she's the daughter of the gods, and she's the daughter of the sage, and she's their mother. She's that power of the universe that's in all of us, and that we're in the power of the universe itself. And she comes riding a lion, and the lion is a sovereign energy. We look at it in our symbolic language as this great power of royalty, and the lion is also our wildness. It's our animal nature, and that's her vehicle. She rides the liminal dichotomy between us being an animal and us being human, which we think of ourselves as more than animal, but are we more than animal, or are we just a different kind of animal? See, it breaks open deeper and further conversation. We can be here all day contemplating these things. So she comes riding a lion. She comes riding the dichotomy and the liminality, because she has to go into battle with the demon of certainty. So she has to show up with uncertainty, with the power of vulnerability, with the power of being in the space between things. She has to show up to the battle with certainty, with a creative energy that is going to be accessed through an uncertain kind of a ride that is more inclusive of more parts. She needs to be able to show up with the ability to move from 2 arms to 4 arms to 8 arms to 10 arms to 18, back and forth, right? She needs to see what is most needed. She's more than one truth. She's the way that truth can hold in it paradox, right? That's something you can take that right now. I'm gonna dare to go there to the war in the Middle East. It's ambiguous. I I have difficult conversations with people all the time. Oh my gosh, now I'm getting myself in trouble. But it's not just this or just that. It's not they're right and they're wrong. It's not, oh, they came and did this. Oh, they came and did. It's both and. The situation is so complicated and so complex. So we have to access an aspect of ourselves that can handle the complexity, that can look at the world with the eyes of nuance, with the ability to hold that liminal space and dance with the uncertainty. And that is a very vulnerable place to be, because when we're in a battle, when we're in an argument, when we are in war, there's that need to go, this is right, this is wrong, I'm on this side, this is it. And life is much more complicated than that. And Durga is the invitation into the complicated, into the complex, as a gift, as an invitation into strength, because our greatest vulnerability is also our greatest power. And in this battle, this is how Durga wins. She needs to learn how to shapeshift, because the demon Mahishasura is shapeshifting, because the demon of certainty shapeshifts. Sometimes you think, oh, that's the right thing. This is the social justice movement. I'm gonna go with that. They are right. But then when there's so much certainty in one way, then we realize, oh, that's the demon of certainty again, right? Showing itself in a different way, in a different place, because the demon of certainty shapeshifts. So she needs to learn how to shapeshift also. And so she does. She learns how to do that. She learns on the go. And she finds him in the liminal space. And she gets him through her softness. She places the soft part of her foot on his forehead, and this is what melts him, because he's in the space between buffalo and human, and that is what makes him become reabsorbed in the earth and go back to the soil. And her softness is also her femininity, because when she places the soft part of her foot on his head, he sees things under her sari, right, that are the softness of the feminine encoded energy, the genitals of the goddess. And that's what kills him, haha, right? Like it's that receptive, generative power of the yoni, of the womb, of the sexuality of the goddess that destroys the demon of certainty. It's pretty evocative, I think. So you can do with it whatever you want to do with it. We're going to practice a little mantra and mudra in a minute, but I would love to invite you to join me for Bond with Your Life. I will leave a link for you in the bio, in the description of the video. Head over to mamamandala.com. It's a yoga journey with practices and mythology. It's a 6-week journey. It will help regulate our nervous system during this stressful election season. There's a war going on. We all need to get grounded, to get connected to our strength, and to open up our minds and to increase our receptivity and vulnerability so that our strength can also grow. And this is a somatic and philosophical and mythological kind of a journey, and I'm so excited about it. All the details are on mamamandala.com. It is going to be amazing to have you. So please join me, and let's call in Katyayani, this great power. We'll call her in from the forces around us. We'll call her in through what's within us from the depth of our being. We are activating, we are being Katyayana, we're being the sage who activates the great power of the goddess to call the liminality, to call the vulnerability and the strength, to call the wild and the regal, to come together, because we are complex, nuanced, woven together tapestries of not just one thing, but of many, of 18 arms, but also 2 arms. Right? So here we go. We're gonna do, I love this mudra, and she almost, Durga very often in many of the forms that she takes, particularly during Navaratri, all these different goddesses that we've been talking about in the last few days, and we have a few more days with her. She holds the trishul, the trident, and that's a symbol of things being maybe one thing, but also 3, which means there are many, right? That our oneness is never just one thing. We hear so many spiritual teachings that call us into the one, and the oneness is not one thing. The oneness is diversity. We are different from each other. We may think about things differently, but do we have room for one another? The oneness is threefold. This is one of Durga's great powers. She's maiden, she's mother, she's crone, she's Kali, she's Saraswati, she's Lakshmi. She's the past, and she's the present, and she's the future, and she's the woven together tapestry of all things that go in 3s, because everything that goes in 3 unfolds into many, and 3 is a magic number. So Trishul mudra, you just hold the nail of your pinky finger with your thumb, and you can rest it wherever you want to rest it. I'm going to put the mudra on my knees. You can do palms facing up or palms facing down, whatever you prefer, and allow your eyes to soften. Let them just get heavy with the eyelids, and allow the vision to get a little blurry. And if the eyes want to close, mine wanted to close, so I'm going with it. Let them close, and turn your attention to your breath, and feel the breath moving in and out without trying to manipulate your breath. Just allow the breath to flow. And feel where you are, and where you are is probably a complex, woven together tapestry of many things. Many you are showing up right now. You're a daughter and a son and a child and a parent and a sister and a brother. You are both genders and no gender and a third gender and gender fluidity. You are you, and you are everything that came before you. Breathe. You are the information that you receive. How open and willing are you to receive more and new information? Maybe even other pieces of knowledge that contradict the knowledge that you carry as the most true knowledge. And then you breathe with it, making room for the uncertainty, because we are more than one thing, and everything is more than one thing. Breathe with it. And we'll call in this great power of being the daughter of the sage and the goddess, the mother of the universe and the child of the gods. Om Devi Katyayani Namaha. 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 Softly join your hands together in Anjali Mudra in front of your heart from Trishul, from the threefold trident, into Anjali, into the heart's deepest and softest offering. And on the altar of your life, if you would like, place your own capacity to keep shifting and moving, to keep looking at things through different angles so that you can understand more, so that you can see more, so that you can become more. And so that demon of stuckness can dissolve in the soil of our soul and become reabsorbed and composted back into the earth, back into the mother. Because Durga is not only the mother of the gods, she's also the mother of the demons. Because we all are. Because all the archetypes, all the aspects also live in us. So how will we nurture ourselves? How will we care for our world when we are aspects of one another? Thank you so, so much for joining me. May this day of Navaratri bring you depth of contemplation and depth of vulnerability, so that your strength can be cultivated in ways that helps you and more than you. I can't wait to go into Bond with Your Life with you, so check that out and join me. And if you have any questions, email me, and I cannot wait to connect.